So the portrayal of God and religion in anime and manga is a bit of a weird one, and Berserk is no exception. Despite anime and manga being exports of Japan, it's not necessarily true that when it comes to themes of a higher presence appearing on screen and in panels, it's not necessarily the case that it will be strictly taking references from Japan's prevalent spiritual groups, namely Buddhism, Shintoism, and to a lesser extent Christianity. More often than not, it's a free-for-all, a melting pot of borrowed ideas from different faiths. And naturally, this diversity of ideas allows for greater creative scope in storytelling. On a more contextual level, writing about the presence of God in a series is often wicked sick, as it can break the power scaling ceiling or extend the lore of a pantheon of otherworldly omnipotent beings. See, you can always talk about deep stuff like religion and bring it back to shonen battle manga. Okay, to the point of this video, the manga Berserk and the almighty within its universe. And I'm gonna let you down gently now in case you've been misled. I ain't talking about the Holy See, Mosgus, the Pontiff and the rest of those buffoons. I say buffoons, but these guys are just worshipping on faith alone. And either reader and biased, as I've seen what lies deeper into the astral realm towards the abyss, where I, as an observer, watched Griffith stare into the face of the actual god of the Berserk universe, known to us as the idea of evil. Specifically chapter 83, and sure there's more to God and building of the Berserk's religious canon through the 300 plus chapter run, but God be damned if chapter 83 didn't have such a profound effect on me and setting my headcanon for the religious tone and relevance to the astral world, as well as providing meta-narrative to the pawns playing their role in the interstice. Okay, so chapter 83 had me tripping balls. This was some existentialism madness, and it was at least comforting seeing Griffith there on the same page, struggling to get to grips with it all. Griffith having sacrificed the Band of the Hawk and the deaths of his comrades had pierced through his soul. He blinks and within an instant their faces vanish, and instead his astral form is taking shape and he himself is in the presence of God, or as it likes to be known, the idea of evil. Now, the idea of evil and God of the Berserk universe describes itself as a human construct, and not in the way you atheists would like to think, but instead a giant hulking entity that dwells in the nether, a product of all of the negative human emotions that has swelled up from the lifestream of humans passing from life to death. And once the idea of evil came into being, it was able to sow the seeds of fate and manipulate humanity to its own whims, proclaiming that it had set in motion for Griffith being in the position he is in at that very moment, and for setting Griffith's destiny thereafter. Griffith says, "Alright, cool, but how about some wings though?" And that's pretty much the gist of it. Admittedly, the lore for God being an entity of evil created by the malicious desires of man is great, and I'll eat that stuff up gladly. But what makes this chapter so impactful to me is how God is depicted in the artwork. Yeah, how original. Miura is a genius when it comes to drawing, we've all heard it before. But this isn't fanboying about drawing gore or detailing movement and momentum in swordplay. I'm talking about how original, how novel this representation of God is. A giant heart swirling the currents of fate and causality, if you'd like, for its pumping atriums and ventricles and all that nonsense. It looks sick. And as a theme, the idea of evil as both a concept and a god will always be the heart of the Berserk universe. This was Anime Fried Chicken, thanks for watching. I make anime and discussion videos through the week and cover weekly published manga at the weekend. Let me know below what you think of God in the Berserk universe, and where the heck are the positive human emotions from the live stream? Do you think Miura will give us an idea of his heaven in the manga? Let me know and catch me next time. Cheers.